Welcome to the Purdue Institute for Family Business video series. I'm Maria Marshall.
And I'm Renee Wyatt.
And this video relates to measuring and evaluating family functioning.
So when we're thinking about functioning, it's not just the business. In the farm and family business, it's not just the business that needs to be run successfully. Both the family and the business systems need to interact in a positive way in order to have a successful family and business. As we spoke about in a lot of our other videos, the business and the family units are very interconnected. So the family affects the business and the business affects the family. These things go back and forth. And values from the family can enhance the functioning in the business, or sometimes that conflict and things that we have in the family can really pour into the business and cause problems, and vice versa.
So we've devised a pretty nifty, just 4-item scale that you can use to kind of think about family functioning, and it's a great way to start discussion. We call it the FB BRAG, and BRAG stands for Balance, Resolve, Adaptability, and Growth. And Renee's going to take us through what those things mean.
So how to use the FB BRAG. So first of all, we want multiple individuals in the family and the business to take this assessment. Make sure that you really assure those individuals to be honest and open when they answer these questions. If they're not honest and open when they answer the questions, then the results really don't mean much to your business. Third, we need to tabulate our scores, and then we're going to compare our results across members of the family and the business to see where we are. So after you tabulate your scores, each individual is going to have this family functionality score, and we're going to range from dysfunctional all the way up to highly functional. So when you're looking at your FB BRAG functioning results, you might be a little bit jarred. So you can have dysfunctional score, a moderately dysfunctional score, or a highly functional score. And you might look at your score and think, oh my gosh, my family business is dysfunctional. But in a National Family Business Survey, the results actually showed that over half of the family businesses who took this assessment were dysfunctional. So if you are, that's okay. We're going to work on improving the functioning within your family business and helping you get away from that dysfunction, move to a more functional spot. So when we're comparing our FB BRAG results, you can have people who are all highly functional within the family business. Our results can show that you're all moderately dysfunctional. The FB BRAG results can show all dysfunctional, or you can have a mix or two or more of the following. And we're going to kind of go into each of these scenarios and see what we can do to improve the functioning within our family business. If everyone is highly functional and they rate your family business as highly functional, then you don't have a lot of work to do on the functionality standpoint right now. But we need to be sure that we reevaluate this functioning as the business goes forward. So maybe after a big change in the business, maybe you have a new owner, you have someone come into the management of the business, you have a new employee or a set of new employees, you might want to reevaluate and try to get everyone's score from this FB BRAG and see where everyone is and make sure that you're still functioning at that high level. If you're all moderately dysfunctional, remember 54% of our businesses fall into this moderately dysfunctional category. Like we said in a previous video when we were talking about conflict, a moderate amount of conflict in a family business can be healthy. It can mean that the business is growing and expanded, things are changing, so there are things to fight about. But you need to try to address the categories that people may not feel satisfied in order to bring that functioning up in the business. When you're comparing your FB BRAG results, and if all of the members score the business as dysfunctional, then members of this family business need to really enhance their communication and try to schedule meetings on a regular basis to work on those family business issues. We need to work towards communication and allow people to discuss their ideas and thoughts within the business. That can really increase the functioning that's happening in the business. And we need to make sure that there's separate business time and family time, that all of our time is not family business. We want to have some boundaries there to create separate time between the family and the business. So if we're looking at the results from the FB BRAG and members of the family business, we have a mix of 2 or more of the categories. We really need to dive in and investigate why some members are satisfied with the way the business is functioning and other members aren't so satisfied with how the family and the business interact. In this case, when people have different results, we really need to dive in and see why that disparity is occurring and try to make sure that we set aside time to discuss those issues and the differences and listen to why people don't agree on these different functionality issues. we need to see if there's trends in the scores. So maybe you have maybe lower level employees who aren't nearly as happy with how the family business is functioning, and the management thinks that everything's fine. Maybe in that case, we need to empower the employees to really speak up to management so that they can feel heard and management knows their issues and they can work through those. So just as a reminder, 45% of our businesses said that they were highly functional, but most, 55%, had some level of dysfunction in their family business. So if you're here, if you're dysfunctional, then you're not alone.
And something to remember is that just because you're a close family doesn't mean that you're functional. So a lot of times we tend to think that closeness means functionality, and that's not necessarily true. You might actually be very close and be highly dysfunctional and then because there's a lack of boundaries. So don't take closeness as a functioning mode. Thank you for joining us on this video on family functioning. To look for the family functioning scale, you can go to our website where it's available for free. If you're interested on more videos on family business, there's a video on family conflict and a video on fairness and the family business.